Malicious thoughts of a classical physicist. Criticism quite hard and perhaps unfair about quantum mechanics. Friends, maybe today is not a good day to get up, and I took a little counter with this world in which we live. So be benevolent and forgive me for this criticism. In the first place, allow me to tell you that after more than 30 years of review of physics, my conviction is total that quantum mechanics and relativity are two totally wrong physical models, contradictory with themselves and impossible to be justified, understood or accepted. And the worst and less justifiable is that they are not misinterpreted physical observations, of which there are many in physics, but totally incongruous and false theoretical montages. And that nobody discusses them, because their authors are halfway to those who cannot contradict. And you don't have to go very far in the interpretations of their postulates to see their unpacking and incongruity. Some examples. 1. Relativity, which tells us that the speed of light is always a constant c, approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. However, their space-time components do say they are local and variable according to the place and observer. And that any critical physicist knows that it is not possible, because if c is always a constant, then space and time also have to be. They also postulate that at the speed of light, time, mass and space change, decrease or increase, and thus an astronaut who travels close to light when he returns will be younger than us. Its inertial mass will be almost infinite and we will not be able to move it, and its space will have grown or decreased having become a giant or a dwarf. And yes, they must believe it because Einstein established it and his relativists. 2. The QM, which tells us that the particles are in overlap, in thousands of states at the same time, when we are not measuring them. However, we see that all nature is in continuous movement and evolution, and always in a real, different and changing state from one second to another. And it is because also its atoms and particles, in a different and evolutionary state from one second to another. And this can be perfectly understood, if you are able to think, of course, since for an apple, for example, grow and mature, all its particles, atoms and molecules have to be transforming and evolving second to second, to drink carbon from the air, Earth's water, form sugars, bones, skin, colors, etc. But no, QM teaches us not to think and repeat only its imaginary postulates one after another without any criticism or discussion. How are we going to think differently from Copenhagen's interpretation, which was a mine of wisdom and physical logic? Now, and from my physical point of view and personal feeling, and after so many years of trying to publish my jobs and send them to all kinds of physical institutes and not have had even a simple courtesy answer, then sometimes I think that exposed in the drawing and beginning of this criticism. Yes, truly many of the current scientists deserve to live and develop within this incongruous, illogical and quite grotesque world which is the quantum mechanics of our day. Thank you, friends.